Okay, I'm always forgetting something. I'm trying to make sure I'm not forgetting something here. But I always forget something. Okay, it's pinned. I've notified the relevant people. And okay,
Looks good to me.
looks good to me. Okay, cool. So looks like you're the only developer on this.
Yeah.
Solo dev. Okay, very good. Let me go ahead and read this. How does your game represent mode? Hybrid is a first-person shooter that combines traditional hard mode and easy mode difficulty trope into a single unique game mechanic. This game gives you the ability to switch between hard mode and easy mode at will. Hard mode increases your player's power, but also inhabits horrifying creatures, while easy mode drains your power, but it's also the only way to get your health back. Both modes are equally punishing and essential to survive this horror FPS. Okay, very cool. And then here on the page, we've got having trouble playing with mouse input or game lag, play the patch version. Hybrid is a first-person shooter that combines the traditional hard mode and easy mode difficulties in video games into a single mechanic. Okay, both modes are equally punishing and essential to survival, so use them, but use them wisely. So, as a solo developer, did you do all the asset generation yourself? Did you have like assets or anything that you got from like the store? Like,
Very sparingly. The only things that I used was for like foliage and stuff like that. I had no idea how to do like a grass shader. I was beyond like
mm,
what I was gonna try and challenge myself with. So the trees, the grass, um, and I think that's it. Are the only things that I sourced somewhere else, which is just from like Cinti Studios, low poly art pack stuff.
nice.
But
So,
everything else was made from scratch.
right, everything else is from the ground up. Awesome. What engine were you using for this? If you used one,
Unity.
Unity. Gotcha. Uh, so like, how did you come into this idea? Like, how did you find out about the jam, and like, what was your idea process after hearing about the theme mode? Because I know a lot of us had trouble with it. You know, it's just very
Yeah.
nebulous.
Ugh. Yeah, this theme was really difficult. It was kind of hectic just starting off because I remember when on the Big Mode like YouTube channel they announced that they were gonna do a jam in the winter. I
Mm-hmm.
completely forgot about it. And then once I had like some spare time, I went on Itch.io to look at what jams were open. And I saw that this one was happening literally the next day. So I
Oh,
was like,
okay.
oh, so I totally forgot that it existed. And then it was like, okay, I better, get my things in order because now I'm going to be doing this for 2.5 weeks, which I was kind of unsure about. I hadn't done a jam that long before.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then the theme came out, and that
Yeah.
was like really difficult. At first, it seemed pretty unassuming,
Mm-hmm.
to have such a broad theme of mode, but I realized that there's so little ways to interpret it,
Mm-hmm.
that aren't very cut and dry. Like you go in this mode or that mode. Um, so I decided for this jam that I wasn't going to worry too much about coming up with a really creative interpretation. I just kind of went with the first idea I had, and just started building immediately. Because usually with jams, I usually try and take the angle of just interpreting the theme creatively,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to creating something incredibly like finished. I
Right.
always care more about having a creative idea.
I
But
definitely
this
relate to that.
one, yeah. So this one, I cared less about that. I just like I think I just wanted to make a fun game, um, and care less about being just the most like creative interpretation possible.
Mm.
But it still ended up being a decent idea that I don't think anyone else had um done, at least to a T to what I had.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I'm pretty happy with it.
I was surprised at how few like easy or hard modes there were, right? Like I was looking through it. There were a lot more a la mode games and grass mowing
Right.
games and things like that, you know.
Yeah.
But easy mode is like right there. Like if this came out in like 2016 or something, there would have absolutely been like a Gremlin Diva like game with is this easy mode as the title, you know, like
Hmm.
I don't know if that.
It's funny. I was gonna call this game hard mode. Hard mode was like the title of the game for a long time, and
Mhm.
basically the last day, I thought that someone else is gonna use that title, so I switched it to hybrid last second, and then I saw and no one used it.
And
So I
no
was
one
like,
used it.
oh, I
Yeah.
should have just stuck with it. But hybrid's a cool enough name. I'm
Nice.
happy with it.
Awesome. Do you have, if you didn't go with this concept and you went with a creative interpretation one, let's say, what do you think you would have leaned towards?
Oh man.
Or an easier question of the ones that did like the mathematical modes or the musical modes or the ice cream or the like which of those appeals
Yeah,
to you most?
yeah. I think everybody it crossed everybody's minds to see like, okay, mode is very indicative of like a game mode.
Yeah.
Like that's what a lot of people are gonna do. And so, what's the other ways to interpret it? And yeah, the first two are a la mode or mean medium mode or whatever.
hmm
And I couldn't think of any other ones. It
Yeah.
was basically like, uh, I don't think there's many other options. Um,
hmm
so yeah, I just stuck with the first idea. I just didn't look back.
Ah man, there were so many that surprised me that I didn't see. Like I didn't see any god modes or like I only saw one
Mm,
beast mode. Uh, so yeah, I don't know. Like there's a few airplane modes, but all right. So you went with the easy mode, hard mode. So at the very least for me, this is the first time I'm seeing it. So
yeah.
very surprising, very fertile ground. But yeah, so you just saw this trawling the itch page. I guess or yeah, you said you're a fan of Donkey. That you saw that they were
Mhm.
going to be hosting one. Forgot about it. Got back into it. So, did you have any like personal or technical challenges while working on this? Like, this jam happened right at the end of the year. A bunch of people have finals, school, work, holiday obligations, family obligations, that kind of thing. Like, how much time were you able to dedicate to it, and what were your hurdles for that?
Yeah, this is the first time I've tackled a 3D game for a jam and an FPS at that. It's
Mm.
like my first time tackling those kinds of genres. I mean, I've done 3D things before, but not for a jam. It always seems like it's too much daunting work. But with so much more time, I felt like it was possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I was at a point with the other work that I've done that I'm kind of ready to kind of take on a project by myself instead of get together with a team. So
Okay.
this is my second like solo jam I've ever done. Um,
Mm. Yeah, you said you participated in jams before. Like, how many have you participated in?
I think this is number 5 or number 6.
Oh,
Um,
big
the last
number.
one I did was the Game Boy Jam, which is the only other game in my library on itch. If you look, it's called Walls.
Okay.
Um, it was you had to make a game under the restrictions that a Game Boy had, so it was like a 160 by 144 resolution game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you had to only use 4 colors because that was like the restricted color palette or whatever.
Right
Um,
before the Game Boy Color. I
yeah.
mean,
So this was the first game that I made solo. Um, it was just my first time making music, which was, I mean, I think it shows, but some people actually dug the music, which is kind of exciting. But
nice.
so yeah, that was a good experience. And then this jam came around, and I was like, all right, let's do it again, but try and kind of go all out because
I see you enjoy the 3-dimensional spinning object motif.
yeah, I wasn't gonna bother trying to make something else. It's just like, oh, that worked the first time.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Um,
I mean, I'm down for it. I don't know how many other Game Jam games you played for this one, but Loot and Goblin has it has like Spyro the Dragon inspired gems as collectibles, and you hold them in your hand,
mm,
and they just look so fucking good when they're spinning. And I'm just like, God damn! Like I love like low poly spinning collectibles. God fuck.
yeah, I know it reaches a special part of our brains.
Yeah.
So
Hello, Tingly Bloom.
satisfying.
Yeah. So we're joined with the developer of Hybrid, Aris here, and yeah, they're just like, describing the process. So this is your first person shooter, but really your first 3D project in general. You said,
Yeah, for a game jam, definitely.
yeah, for a game jam.
I had done 3D things before, but this was my first FPS ever.
Hmm.
Um, it seemed like a lot of work, and it was, but it was worth it. I managed to make something. So
That's awesome. So your biggest hurdle is just like uh the challenge of having to make a 3D game for the first time, or that's a solo project for a game
yeah,
jam.
I think I've been doing game development in general, like programming mostly for 3 years.
Nice.
So surprisingly, and I mean, to be fair, a lot of what I play is FPSs. It was surprisingly easy to kind of get in the groove of what to do. I wasn't
Mhm.
lost making this, but it was really hard making art and music to this scale by myself, because those are two skills that I had to pick up later. Those are not things I have 3 years experience in.
Okay.
So yeah, that those were definitely the biggest hurdles, was just having to learn a new skill quickly
Yeah. I mean,
in
a
time
jam is
for this
good for that, right?
right.
It's just like I'm not gonna think about it. I'm just gonna do it, and then you have to force yourself to.
Yep,
Very
you don't
quickly,
get
do
a
you
choice.
have controller support for this?
No, it's keyboard and mouse.
Dang it. You mentioned the Game Boy Jam. You might have seen my stream. So on my stream, I have this Game Boy overlay. Uh,
Yeah.
this is actually rendered in real time in Godot. This is a three-dimensional object which has a shader over a viewport, which is where my sprite is like hooked up to my microphone. And
Mm.
when I use my controller, it actually moves the inputs on it. So
Uh,
I just like I
that's
never get
great.
the chance to use this thing, man. But
Yeah, game jams are probably not the best. The chances are low to have controller support.
yeah, very few times.
But
But that's okay
yeah,
because you
yeah.
said you had trouble with
When it
mouse
does it
input.
special. Oh yeah, I know. Oh yeah. So this was a nightmare. So I had, I mean, you always have little time to play test, of course.
Right.
But I reached the point, and when I released it, it was working perfectly fine on like my computer, of course,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not gonna go test it on a bunch of other computers.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a bug that, and it's because of it's similar to that delta time issue that other developer had,
That was heartbreaking,
with
dude.
the frame rate dependent. Yeah, so I had like the opposite problem, where lower end PCs couldn't uh run the game fast enough, because
Oh.
it's a really like unique problem with Unity. They have this new setting in the rigid bodies, like the way that the physics are set up, that
Mm-hmm.
you can interpolate the movement,
Right.
and that interpolation is done, it's frame rate dependent. And so I didn't realize that. When I'm running it on my computer, it runs fine, obviously. But so some people that had lower end computers just could not run it, and the mouse input was terrible.
Oh
So
no.
I patched it. There's a link to it if you're having that issue.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. It sucks having to do that. Like I know so many developers that are like, uh, they're just like sitting, they're waiting, they're just like, damn it, I just want to update the game. Just give me one update and
I
I'll fix
know.
this like major thing. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess I'll start downloading that. So while that's downloading, I'm gonna try making a source here. Uh, I definitely need to. I haven't had enough time to do a lot of housekeeping on my stream because like this format for me is new, and then once I started getting into it, then suddenly it was all I was doing. So,
How long have you been streaming?
I was streaming like for a few months, but I was just streaming indie games that I was putting off. My rotation was Hollow Knight, Tunic, and Death's Door because I discovered that one of my friends actually designed the Tunic box art. So I was just like, I should stop putting this off. But I was in an actually pretty dark place, and that's why I started streaming. But put that on the shelf for a bit, and then I came back because of this jam, and I saw Justin Six streaming, and he would have the submission page, and he would wait for the devs to be in so that the dev would watch him play the game. And I was like, oh, this would be really cool if I did that. So I got the idea mostly from Justin Six, and then naturally it sort of fell into the interviewer role. So for that, it's like it's only been the past few weeks, honestly. But I've streamed like 190 hours. I have like 60 or something VODs of developer interviews.
That's awesome.
So it's been pretty much whenever I have free time. It's like I crunch for like 100 hours a week for my game Teleco, and then right after that was done, I was grinding 100-hour weeks for streaming. But it's been a lot of fun. Let me go ahead and hybrid.
It's definitely really tempting as a developer to get into streaming.
Oh yeah.
Trying to do the indie game thing.
For me personally, it's been an incredible exercise in like community. And I was just talking with
Totally.
Twangly Blimp here about about my Discord server, because I've been kind of collecting like quote unquote collecting friends from the jam after I do these interviews. But yeah, I'm sort of making like a developer oriented Discord server, I guess, to sort of kind of keep it up. But anyway, so I got the file here, and yeah, most of it is like, nice, yeah, thank you. Welcome to the server. But yeah, the shit, what was I saying? Damn it. I completely forgot. Wait, hold on a second. This is two of my Game Boys. But yeah, the community aspect of it has been incredible. I didn't know about Itch's like game jam like ethos, I guess, but the where is the hybrid? But the fact that only other developers can rate your things is very good for not making it a like popularity contest, right? Like an influencer couldn't come in and just astroturf the whole thing. So that's very important. And then I saw people in the server doing rate for rates, and I was just like, oh yeah, that's awesome. Like I have to actually talk with people and then like, you know, learn about their games and stuff, or at least, you know, you have a direct connection to those people. All right.
That's great. Yeah, you have to do a lot of that outreach stuff because developers are kind of hard to get a hold of. They're so shy.
Yeah. So far I've only had one person tell me that they're too shy to come on stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the mode cop dev, but that's okay. Okay, so here we are. I'm gonna go ahead and tweak the master volume a bit down here. So you were like, you said that you're not exactly like music was one of the skills that you had to hone. So like, what were you using to make the music?
I'm using FL Studio.
Very cool. And then you've got. I mean, yeah, it sounds good. And also, feel free to talk over me because you know, I do this a lot, so you know I'm here to listen to you. But I would also like to point out I like this motif you have here. So all of the text is shadowed by upside down text. That's a cool touch.
Are you tabbed in to the game? It should have loaded by now.
Oh, it is not displaying. Why is it not displaying?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's stuck on the loading screen on the stream. Let me look at this. Window title must match. It's loading, but the blue stuff is behind the loading. Oh, wait a second. What the hell is this? What am I holding? What the fuck? Whatever, I'm just gonna do a display capture. We're good. Here we are. So really cool detail. That the text is shadowed by upside down text. Did you make like a shader for that?
No, I literally just copy pasted it, turned
Nice.
it upside down.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can take any shortcuts, you know, absolutely do that, especially for a jam. But very cool. So I guess we will start it. Select difficulty. There's hard mode and hard mode. Nice. Do I want the green hard mode or the red hard mode? Well, I guess I'm going red hard mode. Oh shit, I have to be in WASD mode. Sorry, I'm not using I'm not using a QWERTY keyboard. All right, there we go. I fixed it. Colorblind people won't even know the differences. Oh, damn, you're right. All right, we got a gun. Did you model this gun?
I did, yes.
It's so long. It's nice. Let me.
There's your low poly spinning.
Yeah, my low poly spinning collectible.
Yeah.
Fire, left click. Holy shit.
Oh, you're in it now.
I am. Do I have to reload?
No, luckily.
Cool. I should turn down my mouse sensitivity. I think my mouse has too high of a DPI.
You
And also,
can, if you hit escape, you can pause and.
I also have, oh god, they're so spooky, dude. They're animating in my pause menu.
Yeah, I was thinking about fixing that, but I was like, you know what? It doesn't break the game. I'll leave it.
My mouse is also on ceramic sliders, so I can slip slide around very quickly on accident. A finger. This is cool. So how much other like 3D stuff have you done, like that informed this, I guess?
The only other time I did make like a 3D horror game,
Mm-hmm.
in a game jam. It wasn't like a shooter or anything, so it was just running away,
Mm-hmm.
in a maze. But yeah, very early on, I knew that I liked 3D stuff more.
Mm-hmm.
But getting into like actually 3D modeling and stuff was really hard. It's really hard to like just learn Blender from scratch and just
Yeah.
figure it out. It takes a couple tries.
You got to figure out how
Um,
to model the joints so they turn naturally without squashing and stuff, and then you got to do
yeah,
weight painting and everything.
yeah, it felt like learning a whole nother language.
Yeah, everybody hates weight painting, I find. uh, but I like how you have this specific gun. Like, obviously, I've got it turned to the side, but it's very stylistic. And you've got your health on the hand, and I like that the pinky is out. Just like that's very stylistic. Uh, and I
Those
also
have been really, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I also really like that when you picked up the hand, like you did the snap. So I'm imagining, yeah. You know, that snap is really cool. I'm kind of I mean, grain of salt, like don't listen to me, I'm a small potato, but I'm kind of disappointed that the right click doesn't correspond to the right hand because you're clicking like with your, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You could have had the left hand
I
holding the gun and then just like
yeah, that idea was later. I was like, okay, I'm adding this gun, I'm making this FPS. Let's make this, and I'm excited to be able to make those like stylistic decisions and kind of be non-traditional with just the small decisions of like, I'm gonna have the pinky out because that's how I like holding the guns and stuff, and having it be that kind of angle. The angle of where the gun is will make sense later on. Actually, it does have like an actual purpose. But yeah,
I mean, even
that
if
is
it
something
didn't, it's very
I realized,
stylistic.
like the buttons do correspond to the different hands, but it's like I can't have right click be shooting. It's just too weird.
Yeah, I mean, you could have had the character holding the gun in their left hand.
That's true. I mean, yeah,
Yeah, and
you're
then
not wrong.
you right click, and then you. I mean, you've already tilted the gun. You've already changed the game. Ah shit. Ah fuck. So would you say that you drew on any like certain stylistic inspirations for this? Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, it took a while to figure out like what this actual like vibe of this game is gonna be. If it is gonna be like this, like a horror atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
You know what this
I knew early on.
Sorry, go ahead. Oh no,
No,
sorry.
please.
Uh, the font and the vibe combination reminds me of Crawl. I don't know if you played that one.
I have not.
Okay, well it's really good. Very good pixel art game. But continue.
Yeah. So I knew like early on that if I'm gonna do this like nuanced change between hard mode and easy mode, like it's gonna have to be a total vibe switch.
Yeah.
So it was easy to decide from then on that like hard mode's gonna be as scary as possible, and easy mode's gonna be as peaceful and calming as possible.
Yeah.
But overall, like inspiration wise, I mean, I tried to get some ideas from like Doom, because that's just like the go-to like gruesome FPS.
Right.
But other than that, I was just kind of winging it.
Yeah. Well, you have your little monkeys and your butterflies attacking me. All right. So it seems that the easy mode is just that when you switch, you regain the ability to gain your health back.
Yeah. So instead of attacking you, those creatures are friendly and they'll heal you. So you
Oh,
don't have to,
really?
like, up to them. Yeah.
I was like, the monkeys are chasing me. They're trying to beat my ass. Ah, look at him. I like the sounds. The sounds are great. This one has a smiley face on it. And then
they're
you,
friendly.
and
See,
then
they
you
don't want
just,
to hurt
you just shoot them right in the head, and then
you.
it's like, all right, I'm back in hard mode. All right, so you're implying that, oh man, what is this?
The implications. Oh, there's some gore.
Yeah, a lot of body parts in this room now. All right, here we are. So, did you have any challenges implementing this the switching mechanic at all?
I did have like the forethought that I know that the larger I make the level, the more laggy it's gonna be if you switch. Because if you snap your fingers and like the whole level changes geometry, that no doubt there's gonna be some lag. So I did try to design the like behind the scenes, the setup of the level and what's loaded. Is basically just the level that you're in is loaded at a time. So when you're switching, it's as few models as possible getting rendered again. So other than that, yeah, like the main issue has just been trying to deal with these creatures, and like it's always hard when once physics gets involved, right?
Yeah.
And having like these physically rendered creatures that are like pushing you or stopping you. So I have to stop, make sure like a lot of the times the monkeys would like crawl up the walls and like get out of the level, and then you can't beat the game. So yeah, this is a lot of that kind of stuff.
Okay, gotcha. So how is it that you're actually implementing the switching? Because there's been a lot of similar like environment switching things, and I think people handle it differently.
Yeah, so like technically, it's basically as simple as like I have both models in the level essentially. Like they're not being fully just reloaded from scratch. They do exist, and they're just kind of being all of their mesh renderers are being kind of like disabled. So technically, like the physics of all of the objects in the room stay consistent. So the like colliders for all the walls and the doors and the trees and even the ceiling, like they stay the same. They don't get disabled. It's just the visual components of all those things. So yeah, on a technical standpoint, they kind of do all exist concurrently, like the whole time. Like the sky, for example, I just have the Doom sky, the hard mode sky, just in front of it. So that way I don't have to actually turn anything off and then have the game like load it again.
Wait, what do you mean it's like in front of it?
So the easy mode sky is like it's a physical object. It's a mesh. It's like a giant dome around the level. So the hard mode version is just slightly smaller so that it hides the blue one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So do you just like apply a scale multiplier on the Doom sky to make it go out and then in?
No, so like I would basically have the hard mode sky. I'm only disabling the hard mode sky. So when it's easy mode, just the hard mode sky gets disabled, and the easy mode is still there. So like I tried my best to keep things in the level loaded as much as possible. And
yeah, so you just hit it. I mean, it also makes more sense, like I guess stylistically, because especially with like the cloud swirling and everything, and the is this a sun or a moon? Like the astral body in the sky being much closer. I guess it makes more sense if it's like a sunset, right? But yeah, the foreboding nature of it. Like I don't know if you've played Bloodborne.
I definitely know of it. I haven't played it, but I know a lot about it.
Yeah, so there's a part in spoilers about Bloodborne, which is a game that's almost 10 years old. At some point, the moon gets like you advance the night in Bloodborne's plot, and at some point the night advances so much that the moon is like very foreboding. And if you look closely, the moon is actually in front of the clouds, and it's like, oh, that's not right. But it's like it's supposed to contribute to the feeling. So yeah, very cool up there. Bluepin Studio says it seems like a ton of effort was put into the sound design on the Snap specifically.
It did. Oh my god. So the gunshot actually took longer. That was the longest thing. I made it like 13 different times.
Oh no.
And every time I did it, it just sounded so wrong. It's really hard to get a good gunshot sound effect that works.
Right.
Because it can't be repetitive. It can't be monotonous, and because you're shooting it a lot. So if it's annoying, if it's a tiny bit too like high pitched or even low pitched, or there's no impact,
Mhm.
so you have to find that balance. Of course, these are all things I had to just like figure out for the first time because I'm so new to sound design.
Big
But
Mouth
the snap
Frogs.
was like, once I put the reverb on the snap, it was like perfect. But it is literally just an audio recording of me snapping my fingers.
Oh, so you did your own Foley for it. The frogs are a little terrifying. All right.
Yeah. In hard mode, they're a very different creature.
Oh no. The butterflies are the worst. God damn. The frogs. The sound work is great. Your Foley work was good for this. Maybe on scrub, but I expect he spent like an hour on that. Specifically probably on the Foley work of the gun. So you remade it 13 times. Like yeah. Man, Foley is so funny. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen Foley work for like films and stuff, but they'll just do fucking anything. Like, they got weird ass setups for it. But sound processing,
and like things you wouldn't expect either.
yeah,
Like the sound of that they used for footsteps was like, just like they slapped an elephant or something. Like,
right.
it's just like something completely different, but just had the right.
It's
mood
like
or whatever.
they'll drag like wool across like a sand pit or something. Like they'll just do some crazy shit.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
have big boards full of nails. I don't know. They'll do whatever that the hell it takes to make something interesting. Actually, on the topic of funny Foley work, because it sounds like you mostly put the effort into like post processing. So I remember reading this article a while back. The music producer deadmau5 apparently would very frequently like just like wet his hand and slap his ass to make a snare sound, and so like a very large portion of his work includes just the sound of him slapping his own ass as a snare.
That's incredible.
But it's like
And you never tell the difference.
yeah, and you might even hear that and say like, "Wow, that's a great snare," and it's like, yeah, that's how it works. But yeah, definitely great sound design. I like this like, so you have this droning thing going on. I guess you could call it like a muffled warbling sound. Like, do you know what I'm talking about?
Because there's like the background music, which is kind of warbling. I mean,
No, yeah, it's the background music. It's like yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, the music was also a huge, like, really difficult because I didn't realize like, so when I started making the music, I was making like songs. Like a melody and like a start and an end, and I made like 4 different songs, like banging my head against the wall, like why does it not work? And I realized like horror games don't have songs, they have ambience. So I realized like at the end, like just like mashing my fingers on the keyboard, it sounds better. So I tried to have some sort of healthy middle between making something that was melodic in some way, just to make me happy. But yeah, like no matter what I tried, it was like the crappier this music was, the better it ended up fitting.
Yeah.
That's horror games. Horror games are they're surprisingly hard to like get the sound right, I feel.
Oh yeah, I mean the sound is very important for making it feel unsettling. Because like, how do you make an unsettling sound? Like most sounds we're familiar with, they're familiar. They don't really challenge your perception or anything. So that's why so many Foley artists for horror movies specifically have all those weird pegboards full of nails that they rub. Like they love using violin bows and then just like rubbing those on whatever the hell, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen some like documentary or whatever on that stuff, and it's like you're gonna rub a trash can on a broken cello.
Yeah.
And it's like that's perfect.
Yeah. So of these models, like which one is your favorite? Or have I not seen it yet?
No, this is all the different monsters that you'll encounter.
Okay.
You're actually nearing the end. it's like a 10-minute game. But
Yeah,
the
very cool.
flyer, the butterfly guy, I made him first, and that's where I started this like idea. I realized then making him that I was like, I think I like this idea of these like cute animals, and then they turn into like gross human versions of them that have been like clearly distorted and like
Yeah.
totally like broken limbs to like make them seem like the animal that they were portraying or whatever. So it's unfortunate because I realized if I'm making an FPS where your goal is like running away from them and killing them, like you don't actually get to really see the models.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Plus, the lighting in the game ended up being really dark, so that is something I would change. I would try and like light up the scene a little bit better in hard mode, so that you could see the horrifying monsters better. But yeah, if you look closely, I was trying to portray like that there's bones were being bent in like a really wrong way to make wings, and then their skin is being pulled over to like fill out the wings or whatever.
Oh no.
It's really gross. The
Hey, I've got
frog guy
legs.
is pretty great though. I do like him.
Yeah, I think the frog guy is
Partly
the one
'cause
that like comes through the clearest.
right, yeah. He has the much brighter colors for like the textures on him, so it's easier to see.
Yeah, and also the silhouette of it is clearly just a person that is hopping like a frog, and it doesn't look right. Like,
Yeah, it's super nasty.
oh god, oh I can dash. Very cool, very cool. Huh. Fuck. Huh. So, did you have anything ever, like, did you ever at some point run into some issue that you're slamming your head against? Like, it should just work, it's not working. Like, did you have to hack something together? Did you feel like any of your implementations were particularly bad?
I do think a big part of the most last minute part of the development of this, like I was pretty much, I just finished like the last enemy, like 5 days left. I think I had 5 days left, and I had no levels. Like I realized I have to actually like make multiple levels because right now it's just one. So that was something that was really hard. I mean, I think the part of the game or the part of the development that I kept coming back to and changing was the look of hard mode. More specifically like the textures of like the walls, and like the actual like interior design of it. It kept changing because like I knew easy mode made sense to be like this forest because there's like these forest creatures, and it made sense to me to have these kind of like not picket fence walls, but just something slightly less terrifying.
Yeah.
But in hard mode, it's a very different vibe. And I wanted to portray some sort of idea that you're in like a lab, because I had to justify why these things are even here.
Yeah.
So it was really hard to like try and portray some sort of like environmental storytelling, which was obviously like pretty ambitious for a stupid game jam, but
yeah, we can't help ourselves, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to be true to what my idea was, so I tried my best to portray some like you're in a like a man-made structure that's built for the purpose of like containing these creatures, but still having the aspects of like the outdoors, because after all these are like animals, even though they're humans. So I have no idea if I hit the mark on that at all, because it was just after the 5th try, it was just that's got to work, and I had to move on to something else.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm like I guess I find it mysterious as to like what we're doing here specifically, and like why we're picking up our arms and legs. But I think
Yeah.
I think the rest of that makes sense. Like this is the very classic silhouette of the foreboding laboratory building, with the
Yeah, look at that texture. How great is that?
with the bloom filter sky. Oh yeah. Like I mean, unironically, your texture work is still pretty good. What did you end up using for like all of your art stuff?
I use Photoshop. Basically, I'm just using it like a tablet. I'm just drawing with pixels.
Nice.
Pretty simply, yeah. I definitely have gone accustomed to using like low poly models and like pixel art textures.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely been my like recent discovery doing art. That's what I like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean everything looks really good. You made some very good biggies. There's been a fair amount of biggies at the jam, but these are very good.
I had made a normal like green frog textured version. I made that first and I was like, oh, I think it'd be cool to make like a biggie version.
Yeah.
And then put like 1 or 2 in there, and I realized like there's a chance that he'll never see it because he might kill the frog first.
Mm.
So I just made them all biggie because I didn't want to risk that.
Right. By the way, when I hit space, this happens. Is there a reason?
Nope. It's
Nope.
just cool.
Gotcha. You're just like, if they hit space, they do a flourish. I think it'd be kind of cool if like the bullet that you do immediately after that is like twice as powerful or something.
That would be cool, yeah.
Yeah, but man, things are beating my ass on this level. I gotta spend a lot of time cuddling with them.
Yeah, this one's tough. Luckily, this is like the hardest level.
Yeah. Yes. The butterflies, they're just so fast. But yeah, on the topic of like, I guess the stream, like we were in the stream call together earlier, and man, dude, I hope they get to 50 games.
Oh, I know.
You know, but
Yeah.
there's so many good games in this jam. A lot of us were talking about like what our expectations were for that. Like, I guess I was telling my my teammates like, hey, if we submit this thing, like, there's a good chance they get seen by thousands of people, right? That's always like, but yeah, of course we all have to manage our expectations because there's so much rich competition for this. But after the jam was over, after you sent it, oh, it looks like that. Is that untextured? Or is it just gray?
Oh, the tree? It might just be lighting.
I just feel like gotcha.
No, it's possible.
But after the jam was over, did you spend a lot of time playing other game jam games, or like where you just checked out? Like,
I did. It was. It's such a weird time to have a jam. It was like right over the holidays.
Right.
Right when it ended. So I did had to spend a lot of time away from the computer, obviously. But
yeah,
I tried to play as much as I could, and then I got sick really badly.
Yeah.
Which I still am. So yeah, it was hard to play. I didn't play as much as I can, but there's so much more time in the voting period, luckily. So I'll be able to catch up for sure.
Nice.
But oh my god, so oh no, I'm almost forgetting his name. He made the rat game.
Duck.
Yes.
I've heard a lot of people talking about that one.
That is my favorite game.
Ah, I see.
I'm like 90% sure he made that game just for me. It's like so perfect. It's exactly like what I like.
Nice.
And it's such a similar art style, I feel, to what I do. So
it's another low poly game that takes place in a facility.
Yeah, and like body, like gore and body horror stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's been mentioning it. It's just like, man, this is fucked up.
Yeah. No, Duck and I joked on the Discord. That's like, they're so lucky we didn't team up.
Yeah.
Our game would be terrifying.
I was watching Duck stream for a little bit, and he was playing Overwatch 2 or something, and it's like a tower defense, first-person tower defense, and he was like, you know, it'd make this game better if like you were a rat and like this took place in like the sewers. Like, it's like, oh, I see. If I go through the story, it's at the end.
It is the ending of the game, yes.
Okay. I mean, I could do another run. But oh. Sus. If I go into hard mode. Oh. Oh shit. Now we got a cutscene. I'm assuming that's us. Hello, old friend. It's a shame you've gone and destroyed our beloved creations. But I'm glad you made it this far. Now I get to watch you die. Oh fuck, is this a boss? Oh, well, maybe. A railgun?
Did
Oh
the
fuck.
gun give it away?
Ah shit, holy fuck. I can only flip them off. Oh, is that unbeatable?
Oh, no, you get to try again.
Okay, gotcha. Awesome. So you managed to fit a boss in here.
I did, yeah.
Very cool.
I did not think I was gonna have time for this, but I found it, so I knew it was worth it. I had mob. Oh, did those creatures not spawn?
The
I think
creature
you
has
just got
not
a free
spawned.
win.
I think I just got a free win. I'm also realizing that I forgot to stream my capture to you directly on Discord.
Oh yeah, I just been watching the stream. That's fine.
I mean, everyone says it's fine, but
That's fine. That's fine. Walk over to the door. Maybe that'll spawn the creatures again. There
Right.
is a collider. The other door.
this
The door
one.
you came in through.
Aha. So I cannot go into easy mode on this one.
No.
I noticed that you had the I don't know what they call it, but it's like the speech sounds. Oh fuck, dude. Shit, fuck. 1 HP. So how'd you make those sounds?
Which ones?
The sounds when it's talking.
Oh, it is my voice. Actually, a lot of the sound in this game is my voice. I found on FL Studio this like bit crunching plugin.
Yeah.
And so if I just like didn't say words and just like made warbly noises with my voice, like it was pretty indistinct from a human voice. So I was able to really get a lot of mileage out of that to make a lot of the bit crunchy noises that you hear.
Hell yeah. And then it sounds like the laser is just like an orchestral hit or something.
Yeah, it is. It is. A lot of the sounds that aren't bit crunch are basically just different instruments with different filters on them, and just like playing different keys on the keyboard.
Awesome. Fuck. Oh god, I'm so cooked. Okay, all right. We're still alive. No, fuck, I'm on a tree. Yeah, did you talk with people in your daily life about your game development endeavors? Like, do your people in your daily life, like your friends or family, did you keep them updated?
I didn't really talk to anybody during the development of this. I mean, a lot of people know what I do in my life, so they know that once a jam is started, like I don't have time for
In jam
anything
mode,
else.
right?
Yeah. But I think halfway through, once it became playable, I wanted people that I live with to play test it, because it's really important to get someone else's. It's hard because, like, especially solo dev, like you have no other perspectives on your work,
Right.
So yeah, being able to use someone to just play the game and give feedback is great, because otherwise I literally don't have anyone else working on it. It's just
Yeah,
me.
so were you able to do a lot of playtesting then? Because that's obviously like a weak link for a lot of us.
Yeah, basically just enough to know that things are working.
Oh, you lied to me. This game does have controller support. I just can't turn my camera.
No way, really? Yeah, I mean, yeah, like Unity has like their new
built-in
input system. Yeah, they do have. I didn't want to say yes because I never tried it, but it is like, yeah, a lot of the basic controls will carry over, but I know that there's definitely some things that won't.
This is the fastest that I can turn my camera with my control stick. So I guess it's not technically playable with a controller.
No.
Damn. All right, let's turn that back down to 10.
That's hilarious, though. I'm glad you tried that. That's funny.
Yeah.
I didn't think that would work.
I should just get into the habit of trying my controller anyway. Because literally like 4 different people have told me like, nah, it doesn't have controllers for it. And then I tested it and it's like, oh, you're a liar because you did not know about the Unity input system. It's extremely easy in Godot to just map controls willy-nilly. But a lot of engines, Unreal, Unity, Godot, they all have like a built-in input carrier or something. God damn.
Yeah, it's totally easy in Unity. I just didn't do it.
I'm so
But maybe
cooked.
maybe that would be a good thing to patch in if I
I'm kind of curious. So I keep being left at 1 health. Do you have a way to, or do you have something implemented to stop you from being like auto killed?
Yeah, because the damage that they take is like 15 to 10 at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought for this game where you're constantly running, being left on 1 and then switching to easy mode, it's basically just to give the player one last opportunity to switch.
Right.
But obviously in a boss fight you can't. You just flip them off.
Yeah.
This is pretty hard. Quick tip though, or pro tip, you can, if you focus on the boss, you can pretty much kill him before you die.
I kind of figured that might have been the case. The boss is like honest. What? Holy shit! Actually, while I'm doing this, let me stream directly to you, since this might take a little bit. And also, don't worry, I'm a professional. I've done this for a while. I am very tenacious, so you don't have to worry that I'll just cut. Actually, it's funny. So one of my good friends, Cello, made Alterable Fighter X. That's another one of the Game Jam games, and it's like a really hard game. A lot of people have really trouble beating even the first level. And I made sure to 100% this game. That was the first one that I 100%ed. And then like later we were talking about it, and I was playing I was playing the Bellows Below, and it's like a really tough as fuck, I guess, time management horror game. And it's just like other people are like, man, my game, nobody plays it past the first level, and then I'm just sitting here for 5 hours playing this one thing.
Yeah, I honestly, like, if you enjoy it, I always encourage people to just play it through.
Hell yeah.
Especially for Game Jam games, because they're always short, so it's always kind of worth it.
Yeah.
Did you respawn in the room?
Yeah, that's the thing that caused this bug, I would imagine. And it looks like we've got some other some things here. But yeah, I'll hit the collider, but I'm just gonna examine this while I can be close enough to it. So yeah, this big old like it reminds me of, I think, Fortune and MGS2 or something.
Oh yeah, you know what? That cannon I didn't make. I realize now. Yeah. I
okay.
So that was like a hodgepodge of different models I found.
Okay.
So it's not totally ripped, but it is pretty much ripped. You could tell by the fact that it's not textured at all, consistent with this game.
Oh yeah, that does make sense. I viscerally understood that something was a little different here, but yeah, now that I pointed out. So what's the implication here? So I'm assuming we're both green dudes. And on that topic, actually, do you have names for like the creatures or like the characters in this game?
In the files, I just have them called like Flyer, the Crawler, and the Leaper.
Mm-hmm.
And then that guy's just called Boss. I didn't really have any names planned out, but
Dang.
yeah, I had this story in my mind that you're like partners, that you guys were partners and making these like atrocities, and you're like taking revenge, like because you didn't agree with it or whatever, so you're like killing him.
You grew a conscience, and you're like, maybe this should stop.
Yeah.
Nice. And then you probably did you just stretch this one, or are we literally the same model?
It is, yeah. I made the whole player model before any of this, like before I thought it was going to be an FPS. And then I decided I did want to do FPS, so I just used the hand, and then I was like, well, I made this whole guy, I guess I just should use him somehow. So that was half the reason why I made a boss fight at all. It's like, well, I don't want to waste this asset I made.
Yeah. And then you made him a spinning asset on your front page.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, now he's like an integral part of the game. Funny story about the middle finger. That was something that was suggested by someone, because I had posted some like process through the development in the Discord. Like the first 2 weeks pretty much, and then last week I was like, I just have to crunch. But yeah, like the first week I had enough work. Yeah, it's so weird. You're like, oh no, are you?
I was just like,
you're total. Oh
no.
Okay.
I'm streaming it directly in the Discord if you'd like. I'm our real time, but yeah, I looked at this and I was just like, what the hell am I, like, what room am I in? Like,
Yeah, like what is this guy? That's funny. Yeah, and I use like inverse kinematics to have him like point at you, so it's funny like seeing him when he's like not targeting you. Is his whole spine is like bent over.
Yeah. Oh Jesus Christ, dude! They mulch me so fast.
But yeah, so I had just made the snap animation part of the game, so I put that as like an update or whatever, a dev update in the Discord, and someone thought it was like flipping someone off at like first glance, and so I was like, you know what, I think that's funny, so I made it, and then I didn't know what I was gonna do with it at all. So yeah, and at any point of the game, even in the beginning, you could actually hit the F key and it'll just flip people off.
Oh, nice. But it does make sense for this because I see that like before you do it, it looks like you're trying to do something, but your hand is shaking because you're just unable to do it for some reason. Like something is stopping you, I guess. Is that what you're going for?
Yeah, because it was like it's in place of the snap, right? So it's kind of like a fake out, like you pull out your arm like you are about to snap, but you're kind of like shaking your arm in anger because you hate the guy. Yeah. The point of it is like, I'm not going in easy mode. I'm gonna kill you.
Right. I have so little health. I'm fucked. I'm so cooked. Oh my god. 1 HP. Ah.
Really surprised if, yeah.
I think the most jarring thing is when I get up and then like I'm not pointed in a direction I expect to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like in the wall and it's like, oh, am I on the floor? Am I on the ceiling? What's going on?
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like I have to take care of the butterflies first. They're just too fast.
I don't think I've seen someone try and beat it this way. To be, it's just so you know.
That's okay.
I know it's possible, but you'd be the first.
Beat it this way, as in.
The boss, because it's the easiest way to do it.
I don't want to miss out on any animations it has. I gotta abuse my sprint. Okay. I more or less have the download on how long it takes for the cannon to fire. Ah, fuck, I ran into it. I was pretty close to discarding that one.
Yeah. The trees hurt you too now.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah. Because the idea was like you take cover behind the trees from the laser.
Yeah.
But then it catches the tree on fire, so you can't use it again because it's.
Oh, I was wondering because I was just like, are only the middle ones on fire? But yeah, because they got hit. Also, they start on fire. Oh fuck, dude, they cornered me. Oh man, that was bad. That was real bad.
Yeah, two things in the level ended up being consistent regardless if you restart, which is unintentional, but it's just in there now. Is that all the dead bodies, like all the gore that blew up from the creatures, they stay. So when you show up again, it's the same sea of gore that you've had that you've accumulated over time. And then obviously the fire on the trees.
So there's no trash keeping on that. It just keeps piling up.
Yep.
Holy shit! Here I am again. That's funny because like I was playing Cryobolt Studios game. Oh, holy shit. XSAM. I don't remember what it all stands for, but the acronym is XSAM. And it turns out that every single time I got to the boss, which took a long time because the game was really hard, it would spawn 8 new enemies. So every time I got to the boss and failed to kill the boss, 8 new enemies would spawn on top of the other ones that were still there. But nah, I managed to beat it. But I love silly details like that. Cause like, I don't know. Part of the reason I do this is I'm just like really interested at the weird shit that happens in games that don't get explained anywhere else. It's just like, what other opportunity do you get to ask the developer like, hey, this feels weird. Was it weird? And they're like, yeah, it was weird. And then they explain exactly how they made it weird, and it's probably due to some like ridiculous happenstance. Okay, we're going over here.
A lot of things are made in a bubble.
Yeah.
So you really have to pry for information.
Yeah. Okay, I feel like I've almost killed everybody. I only have 10 health, so I'm probably not making out of this one.
killed a lot of them actually.
I did. I really did. I'm so close. Holy shit, I killed all of them.
Oh.
Please don't fucking cook me. Okay.
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna...
Spam them, please.
We're gonna go here. I did see that a laser went through a tree. Okay, looks like I'm safe. Very good. Okay, we're gonna wait. Politely wait. Your troublemaking days have come to an end. I am so covered in blood. Nice.
Yay.
Our life's work. Reduced to ashes. And you said this is your voice.
Yeah.
At least the breeze is nice. Nice. Hell yeah, dude. I love when people have a concept and then they try to utilize it as best they can.
Yeah, I always end up making some sort of like cinematic thing. I can't help it. I don't know why.
No, it's good. It makes it better. Like the gameplay loop itself is good, but the context surrounding it is what makes it memorable, right?
Mm.
That's awesome. I love how it comes in on both sides. Awesome. So is that it? Like any other like weird secrets in there? Was that 100%?
Yeah, that's everything.
Oh yeah. Do you have any other weird stories about it? Any like quirks of it that I should know about?
I don't know. I think that's everything. I mean, yeah, I mean, it was a challenge for sure. For me, it was a lot of firsts. Making this game.
Well, I'd say you did a great job. Oh, I forgot to point out. So the bullet appears to be hit scan, right? But it still sends out a bullet that's not hit scan.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it kind of like travels slowly. So when you shoot straight up into the sky, it's just like slowly traveling away and just like but that's really funny because like I remember playing Gears of War for the first time a long time ago, and I noticed that the bullets themselves were hit scan, but the visual asset was not. So
yeah. So you notice those things like that the bullet trail are actually like not where the bullet's really going, and like bullet holes are showing up in weird places or whatever.
Yeah,
because it's all just effects or whatever. Yeah.
But very cool. Yeah, this concept is awesome. I really like all the visual flair you put into it. A lot of attention to detail. So, all right. I guess that covers it. I was probably gonna go back to game dev, but thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah. Are you gonna keep streaming? I mean, I'll probably stick around if you are.
I'll probably keep streaming, but I have to be like very, very quiet because unfortunately my room flooded because of a storm, and I had to relocate into the kitchen, and everything carries really well up here. So I have to be very quiet because my roommate's going to sleep. But yes, I'll probably be streaming because I'm doing game dev for the Boss Rush Game Jam. Do you actually? One of those questions is: do you plan on developing this game any further from this point?
Probably not. I mean, I might do controller support just for you, but I don't think there's anything else for me to do. I definitely like leaving projects behind as soon as they're done because it's rare that you can call something finished in game dev. So it's that's my reward, is that I don't have to do anything else anymore, and I can just move on to, because I have a lot of, I'm working on like my commercial game now.
Do you want to plug that? Do you have like a Steam page or anything?
I wish. I not yet, but I will soon. I will have something, and maybe I'll stop by and plug it or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, not at that stage yet. But yeah, I'm excited to work on that. So I'm definitely
hell yeah.
I'm done with this. It was a lot of fun to work on. I'm so glad that you were able to play it and have me on to talk about it. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, all of us are very passionate about these things, and I really like giving people space for it. See you later, Twinkling Blimp. Twinkling Blimp is the developer of Legend of Lou Remastered, so definitely a great game there. But yeah, yeah, I've given you a follow, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you got next, because yeah, this felt very complete. I can really, it's just like you had an idea and then you made it and you nailed it. So
thanks. Yeah, it's it's fun. It's definitely like being solo dev. It's a lonely pursuit. You know, you don't get a lot of pats on your back until it's done.
Yeah.
So it's very rewarding, and I appreciate you playing it again. It's cool.
Yeah, if you have anything else in the future, actually, I would absolutely be down to do it again because I don't know, this whole thing has been very fun for me too. So, uh, but yeah,
Great.
I gotta diminish myself, but thank you once again for actually like making the time for this because it's been hard to reach some people because they've been checking out. A lot of us checked out after like because holiday seasons, finals, etc. Uh,
Yeah, it's a busy time.
so yeah.
Um, I'm glad I did. Yeah, I'm glad that you're able to. Honestly, I'm thankful that they extended the voting period. To be honest,
Mm. Oh
and
yeah,
that it
absolutely.
kind of took a while for the streams to start, so that helped make this possible.
I was just like
But
I was like, oh,
mhm.
I have extra time for these.
Yeah, it was definitely big for me. I was way too sick to be able to do it, but I'm just not sick enough to make this work.
Yeah,
So
I hope you get better. But I
thanks.
mean,
Yeah,
as quickly as possible. Personally, whenever I get respiratory illnesses, I have like a lingering cough for like 2 months afterwards. It's fucking terrible. Uh,
yeah. The worst of it is over. I'm definitely just like I'll have that lingering cough for the next like week or so. We'll see.
Jeez, yeah, shit
But
sucks, dude. Yeah, I'll be giving you a rate and a comment, especially because I can, like very cutting it close. But it's not necessary for you to do that to me. But uh, obviously, I'm the Teleco 20XX developer, and yeah, I hope I see your game on the stream.
yeah, oh yeah, I know yours is as well. It's anxious. It's an anxious feeling if your game's gonna show up or not.
It's just like, are they going to manage the time? Are they going to manage their time this time? No.
I know.
But it is fun watching him play it and like generally enjoy it and want to keep playing. Uh,
Yeah, it's regardless, it's exciting for developers in general. Everyone that did get their game uh shown because it's kind of a rare thing for jams to get this kind of attention.
yeah.
So it's exciting for everybody who does get shown, even if it's not us. But hopefully we will.
Yeah. All right. So that was hybrid. Thank you for stopping by, Aris. I'm gonna disconnect and probably go back to Godo.
Yeah. All right, I'll see you later.
See
Thanks
you
for
around.
having me.